Arkadaşlar, şimdi şöyle, ben size Aridhol, we do like that. We take questions, I ask the questions. After that, I translate the questions on Turkish, and we keep going like that, okay?
Sounds great.
Arkadaşlar, Apex Conquest ile alakalı olan bütün sorularınızı hazırlayın. Aridhol yanımızda. Çok da tatlı. Castle'ın yöneticisi, evet. He's on Castle and Monster Measure, and right now the Apex Conquest. They are talking about this is a Castle CEO. Yeah, this is a Castle moderator, of course. Multi yapalım mı diyorlar. Bak bak, kafayı yemişsiniz oğlum siz. Okey. Arkadaşlar, sorularınızı hazırlayın Apex Conquest'le. Ardından ben de teker teker soracağım. Şimdi yavaş yavaş küçük question'larla başlayalım. Okay, Aridhol. Firstly, the Apex Conquest. You taking so many games inside on this game, and you created the pool for these games, right? We're going to attack this pool, and if we're successful, we're going to earn these games tokens.
Correct. So, the game Apex Conquest itself doesn't have any of its own tokens. You'll earn the tokens back from the games that you're spending them from, right? So, of course, that does include castles. With the Metasource token, you can use Metasource. It also includes tokens like Trillium from Alien Worlds. It includes the Brawler coin or Brawler token. I forget exactly what they call it from Brawl Stars. It includes Shing from Taco Crypto. And then we had a couple of newcomers. We had the Deuterium or DTX from Dark Galaxies. And also the Tosium from Train of the Century just came online too. So we've got that going. It should be really fun. The more that players put in, the more that players can get out from those pools. We aren't going to ever sell any of those tokens or anything. They'll just go into a holding pool, and players can earn those tokens back.
Wow. Arkadaşlar, şimdi ben Aridhol'a şunu sordum. Dedim ki, yani sizin oyununuz oynanıyor. Bir tane Dark Gate'imiz var biliyorsunuz. Oradan eğer successful olursak nasıl bir token kazanacağız? Yani oyununuzun token'ı var mı dedim. Oyunun token'ı yok arkadaşlar. Oyunun token'ı listedeki oyunların token'ıyla veriliyor. Yani örneğin Trillium arkadaşlar, Alienverse'le bir anlaşma yapmış mesela Aridhol. Çok büyük bir şey bu Trillium, yani Trillium Gate'i olacak. Örneğin Trillium Gate'ine saldıracaksınız ve oradan eğer successful bir şekilde geçebilirseniz Trillium kazanabileceksiniz. Veya örnek verdi Castle'da NFT game. Hepimizin Metaverse coin'i var yani şu an. We has a Metaverse coin a lot right now. And everyone using this. Also, I see one more thing on the website. After 10 or 20 million, I show the website too. We buy a package with tokens too, right? These tokens.
Yeah, so that's the primary way that these pools get filled up, right? Is that all of the troops that you purchase. I mean, other than you can buy them on secondary market from other players. But otherwise, the primary way that you get troops is by spending the tokens from these games. And so that's how, whenever we collect them from the troop packs, we put them straight into the pools. And you'll use those same troops to collect it back from the pools. You will, of course, lose troops along the way. Sometimes you'll lose none. If you have really bad luck, you may lose as many as 4 troops, which is basically equal to 1 pack, since each pack will have 4 troops in it. But you can always replenish those troops by spending other game tokens. So we do expect lots of people to be buying those troop packs with whatever token works for them, whatever games they're already playing. You know, if you're playing castles and you have extra Metasource, you might be buying troops with Metasource. If you're playing Taco Crypto, if you've got a venue and you're earning a lot of Shing, you could be spending Shing. Whichever token from the game that you're playing with, you can spend it and buy troops. Now, you don't have to target farm the same pool. If you want to spend Metasource, for instance, to buy your troops, but you decide, hey, I really want to be farming the Trillium pool from Alien Worlds. Assuming it has
Yeah.
enough trillium in it that you're interested, then you can do that. It's 100% up to you. If a certain pool is bigger than another, then you might choose to just farm whichever pool is the biggest. But whichever pool you're putting in, you're filling up another pool, so things might change over time.
Yeah.
So you might choose day to day, okay, today the trillium pool is really big, so I'm going to farm that one for a while. But then as it gets farmed down, maybe the blockchain brawlers, the brawler coin has been really filling up. And so you say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I'm going to start farming that coin instead. So you have total control over that. And speaking of those coins, if anybody from the community has a game that they've been playing for a while, that you have a lot of tokens for, you're welcome to suggest some other collaborations, and we have every intention of bringing on more tokens. So right now we've got 8. But the sky's the limit. Maybe we'll have 10, maybe we'll have 20. We don't want to bring in coins that have essentially no value at all, or from like projects that are dead. So we don't want to do that. But if it's an active game that people are playing and earning coins, we're all for it. I've been talking with this is a little preview for people. I've been talking with 6 p.m. If you guys know who they are, they're the ones that make. There's a game they have called the Adventure Guild. And they also have the honeycomb bot that basically every server uses. They're the developers there, and so we've been talking with them. They may come on board, and then the guild token that you earn from the Adventure Guild, that will be available too. So that's just one of the possibilities of new tokens coming online.
Wow. That's really good, man. Okay, I translate everything right now for Turkish community. Arkadaşlar, Castle'dan ayrılmadı. Hayır, şu anda Castle'da bu arada. Sıkıntı yok. They talking about, oh, this guy is quit the castle. No, guys, no. This is not castle stream. We doing castle stream on the future, guys. Okay. Arkadaşlar diyor ki şimdi ben ona dedim ki Aridhol dedim. Bu tokenları dedim farklı pool'lardan kullanabildiğimiz bu tokenlarla yani Nifty bloktan token kullanarak da paket satın alabiliyorsunuz. And I show them right now. I'm going to smallest Aridhol on here and me too of course. Okay, we going to small. Arkadaşlar şimdi size Nifty blok olayını göstereceğim. Benim sorduğum soru buydu çünkü ben de bundan gerçekten etkilendim. Bu arada ben şurada Aridhol'u tutmuşum yine. Dur onu bir geri yerine koyalım. Tamam. Şurayı bir bırakır mısın kardeşim? Okey. Screen'imi açıyorum arkadaşlar. Bakın şimdi. Çok yakın zamanda dedim de 1 Ağustos zaten arkadaşlar. 1 Ağustos'ta bunlar gerçekleşecek ama şimdi Apex Conquest'in web sitesine bir bakalım. Şimdi Apex Conquest'in web sitesine girdiğiniz zaman burada collection'lar var. Bu collection'lar da zaten coming soon'da gelecek. Bunlar oyunlar işte arkadaşlar. Ama asıl ben şurada patladım. Market kısmına geldiğiniz zaman çok özür dilerim. Buy Packs kısmına geldiğiniz zaman bakın. Buy on NFT yani Vox'la zaten alabilirsiniz ama bunun haricinde Buy with Tokens var arkadaşlar. Yani bu anlaşmalı oyunların herhangi birini oynuyorsanız, şu anda aktif olarak oynuyorsanız ve bu oyunun token'ı elinizde varsa, örneğin Castle'da NFT Game M-Source token gibi. Eğer elinizde varsa buradan direkt troop alabilirsiniz arkadaşlar. Fakat buradaki bu troop olayında da şöyle bir durum var. Trooplar ölebiliyor. Aridhol, our troops is going to dead sometimes. If we going to lose, we need to buy more packets, right?
Yes.
Okay. Arkadaşlar trooplarınız ölebiliyor. Şimdi bir commander'ınız olacak. One commander 10 troop arkadaşlar. Yani bir commander'ınız 10 tane de troopunuz olacak. Also commanders is not dead, right?
No, commanders can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, commanders can't die.
Yeah. This is logical. Commander'larınız ölmüyor. 10 tane troopunuz loose'ladığınız zaman ölebiliyorsunuz arkadaşlar. 0 ile 4 arası birliklerimiz ölebiliyor. Şimdi bu birlikler ölmeye devam ettikçe ne yapacağız? Mecburen buradan satın almamız gerekecek. Yani troop satın almanız gerekecek. Şimdi şöyle bir durum ortaya çıkıyor burada da. Şimdi direkt en başa dönelim. Şuradan bir saniye white paper'ın linkini bir yollasanıza chat'e. White paper'dan size göstermek istiyorum ben bir şeyi. Ha şurada. Tamam buldum. White Paper'da anlaşmalı olan oyunlarımız var arkadaşlar. Şimdi eklediler mi bilmiyorum. Dün de bir oyunla daha anlaştılar. Şöyle Approved Tokens. Bakın arkadaşlar. Nedir bu? Castle'da NFT Game, Brawl Stars, Alienverse, Million on Mars, Our Planet, Taco, Train of Century and Dark Galaxies. Şimdi bunların havuzları oluşurken şöyle oluşacak. Biz buradan paket aldığımız zaman arkadaşlar herhangi bir paketi tokenla aldığımızda bu token'ın %100'ü bu havuza gidiyor. Diyor ki Aridhol. Mesela diyor 3 gün boyunca ben gittim Trillium farmladım. Oranın havuzu iyiydi. Sonra baktım ki kazanç düşüyor. O zaman gidip daha yüksek bir pool'u seçebilirim diyor. Örnek veriyorum Dusk pool'u. Dusk pool'una gidip Dusk kasarsın. 3 gün sonra kafana yatmadı gidersin örneğin Train of Century. Veya işte burada en değerlilerden birisi olan Brawl Stars. BRVL token'ı, Brawler token'ı kasabilirsiniz. Yani bu tamamen size kalmış. Birazcık stratejiye dayalı, gerçek anlamda stratejiye dayalı da bir kazanç sunuyor sizlere. And Aridhol, I ask this one. The pools, we talk about the pools. If some pools going to earn, must like a trillium, I'm going to 3 days farm for trillium. After that, I'm going to see the drop. And I'm going another pool, right? You can share these pools, the earnings or something, or we just get in the game and play the pool. We going to figure it out this.
So the earnings from the pools is the question. Like, so the game will give you a projected earning when you select which pool. So you can on the website now. It's obviously it's not quite finished. But what you have, if you go to the battle screen, I'll pull it up on my end just so that I can make sure I'm accurately describing it here. Okay. So when you look at the different pools, you'll see the symbol, and it will also have a pool size, so you can see how many tokens are in the pool. Yeah. And then when you click the battle button doesn't do anything yet. But once the game is live, you'll click the battle button, and it'll pop up a screen where you select which deck you're using, your commander and your 10 troops. Yeah. And based on the stats of your commander, because they gain experience, and so they make your whole deck better over time, and also based on which 10 troops you're using, it will give you a projection of if you succeed. It'll give you an estimate of your success chance. Yeah. And then it will also give you an estimate of how many of the tokens from that pool you'll receive. So you will... That. Yeah, so it should be really friendly. You can kind of exit that pool. You're like, oh, that's not quite enough. I want to target this pool. Let's see what the estimate is, and things like that. So you'll be able to do that. We'll do the math for you, and then you can just decide.
Yeah, this thing is very, very good for the players, man. Because, if we're going to push for we need to look pools because we fight every day. We has a limit, and we create a Discord group for this. I sent one guy on M-Source, one guy on Brawl, one guy on Trillium, and we going to calculate it which pool is best. This is very, very bad jobs. Thanks for this. I explain the Turkish community right now. Sus. Deli ne dürtüyorsun? Kuzenim geldi de arkadaşlar. Şimdi şöyle arkadaşlar. Burada gördüğünüz gibi Battle Section'ını ben sizler için açtım şu an. Arkada görebiliyorsunuz zaten. Bu Battle Section'ında pool size'ı yazacak. Battle'a gönderdiğiniz zaman da ne kadar kazanacağınız, işte ne kazanabileceğiniz ve successful şansınız, yani başarılı olacağınız şansı da size gösterecek diyor. Eğer ki beğenmezseniz, örnek veriyorum, M-Source'a baktın beğenmedin, Brawler'a baktın beğenmedin, TLM'e baktın beğenmedin. Tekrar löps beğendiğin mesela hepsini kontrol ettin. Dusk mı daha çok kazandırıyor şu an? Dusk'a girebilirim. Yani bu şekilde havuza bombalayabilecekmişiz yani. Bu da inanılmaz güzel bir özellik. Hiç değilse bizi uğraştırmayacaklar yani. Okay. Evet ol. They asking about the ROI thing, but Eagle Eye thing, but this is a strategy game. This is real strategy because you need to choose right pool every day. And you need to choose right things every day. But you has the time for this on your mind. I don't know. This is just an idea. You has an idea for this? The Eagle Eye Roy.
Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what the question is there.
Question is this. Everyone, look, our commanders is not that. I know this one. And after that, they need to buy some troops. And they going to buy these troops like $13, $35, okay? And they asking this one. How many days or how many play time for getting us $35, you know?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so that's a question I definitely understand. The idea is that hopefully the return from gameplay is going to be it's going to be hopefully as you're playing, right? Your daily averages, because you can fail, right? You can fail. So some days you won't get anything, but some days you'll do well, and it will scale with your commander, right? So early on, your ROI, to use the simple term, your return will probably start off slow because everybody's commanders are going to be level 1. You know, they're not going to have any significant bonuses. So if you're relatively average, you're putting your teams together in a pretty decent way, you're probably coming close to if you have decent success chance, you're going to be coming close to breaking even as far as troop losses versus returns, right? Because that is kind of the goal. We do want you to be able to get back enough tokens from the pools that you can buy more troops with those tokens again. That is kind of the idea. Early on, it'll probably be close to a break even. And if you have bad luck, maybe a very slight loss. But of course, all you're losing is the tokens from other games. You're not having to spend any more wax. But as your commander levels up, you will be able to succeed more often. And also the commanders give you a modifier for your collection rate. So higher level commanders, not only are you succeeding more often, but they're also returning more and more tokens. How long will it take to get the 35, if we're just thinking about the initial cost of the commander, how long will it take to get that back? It'll be interesting to see exactly how that will work. There's also a chance of getting NFT loot when you battle. So if you get lucky and you get some NFT loot back, obviously that's going to make a big difference. It's very possible because you can loot the commendations that commanders need to recharge. You can get that essentially as a reward. So if you get those, that's like a whole week of gameplay. That's really awesome. But from the tokens themselves, it may be kind of a slow process. It may take you. It may take a month or two for your commander to level up to a point where the commander is doing a lot and is then starting to really gain you more tokens than you're spending. And that's ultimately the goal, right? You level up your commanders and they get to a point where they're getting you more tokens than you're having to spend. That's definitely the goal. It may take, and it depends on your luck a little bit too. But these first edition commanders will level up twice as fast.
I asked this one. Sorry, I cut you, but I asked this one because we came to this. The first edition commanders, for now, right? After that, you cannot publish the first edition commanders, and after that, these commanders going to be grow up the price too, I think. And you has a limit for this.
So this first sale, just to talk about that, the first sale doesn't have a maximum supply, but it does have a very short window that you can purchase them. So there are 3 different times. They're available in Discord. There are 3 different times, and the reason we did 3 different ones is so that different time zone people can, they don't have to be doing it in the middle of the night. They have 3 different options. And anyone can, if you want to stay up in the middle of the night, you can. You're welcome to join any of the 3 drops that you want to. But each of the drops is unlimited supply, so you really don't need to. You can just pick one of them and get as many as that you want from that particular drop. But the drops will only last 1 hour each. So after that hour of that drop, it will be done. And then after all 3 drops are done, then it's over. However many first edition Commander packs have been purchased, that's the end of it. There won't be any more of those. We will probably, in the near future, if more people come in and they're like, we really want to play too, we'll do another sale. But the next sale will have second edition Commanders, and they won't have that benefit. And they will still be the same price. They'll be $35 for the second editions.
Yeah, but they're not first edition Commander.
Correct. So I'll let you translate that before I go to the next part, because there is another thing I'll tell you about.
Okay. Arkadaşlar şimdi şöyle, ROI'yi sormuştuk biliyorsunuz. Başka bir şeye daha geçtik. Ama ROI kısmından sonra çok önemli bir yere daha değineceğim. I make one video for Turkish community too before this first edition talk, because everyone going to buy this one, man. Everyone do that. You know, this is not a highest price, because I knew it after 3 months. You know, the first edition Commanders is like a bottom on the castle. Arkadaşlar şimdi şöyle diyelim. ROI ile alakalı sordum. ROI başlangıçta diyor. Yani en başta diyor. Coin'e bakarsak çok sürebilir diyor. Belki diyor çok az da zarar ettirebilir diyor. Ama burada bizim olayımız sadece token değil diyor. Token'a odaklı giderseniz yavaş ROI alırsınız. Şu anlık diyor bunu da bu arada. İleride ne kadar oyuncu girerse o kadar ROI'nin kısalacağını söylüyor. Ama biz NFT'yi de kazanacağız. Asıl olay burada başlıyor. Bu NFT'leri gidip secondary marketten satarsanız zaten ROI'nizi çok kolay bir şekilde kazanırsınız. If we are lucky guys and we take an NFTs on 1 week and if we sell these NFTs on secondary market, maybe we doing a 2 multiplier, right? For every NFTs and tokens. Yani bu böyle bir şey arkadaşlar. Onaylıyor, görüyorsunuz. Yani bir haftada şansınız varsa bir haftada 2'ye de katlayabilirsiniz. Şansınız hiç yoksa tabii ki tamamen lose'a gitmiyor. Çok kısa bir süre ROI'niz kısalabilir diyor. Ama önemli olan şey şu arkadaşlar. 3 ayrı satışları olacakmış. 3 ayrı satış. Commander satışı, First Edition Commander satışı. 3 tane ayrı satışı 3 ayrı timeline'a göre yapmışlar. Çünkü herkes gece yarısında girip de almaya çalışsın istemedik diyor. Herkesi düşündük diyor. Bu 3 ayrı satıştan sonra eğer ki çok player gelirse isterlerse bir sale daha yaparız diyor. Ama bu sale First Edition sale'i olmayacak diyor. Second Edition sale'i olacak diyor. Yani First Edition'ı 1 Ağustos'ta aldınız. Almadınız abi, Secondary Market'e bakarsınız. Secondary Market'te de fiyatının çok, yani hiç düşünmüyorum ki ucuz olacağını. Çünkü First Edition Commander'lar, videoda da bahsetmiştim, 2 kat daha da fazla XP alıyor Second Edition Commander'lara göre. 2-3 paket alabilir miyiz? Ben de onu soracağım. Ben de alacağım çünkü. Aridhol, they asking this one. This guys is on one drop. Everyone taking just a one NFT for commanders, or they has a maximum limit for the buying?
So for this first drop, you can buy as many as you want. In the future, there will be harder limits. But for this first drop, you can get as many as you want. So if you come in and you say, hey, I want 3 commanders for myself because that's what I intend to use, but I also want to go ahead and buy 2 more because I think they'll be worth more later. You can buy 5. That's fine.
Okay.
If you just want one, then you just buy one. But there won't be a limit. You can get as many as you want.
This is logical because you do this sale just a one time, yes. And the first editions is gone after that. This is big opportunity. Arkadaşlar istersen 5 tane, istersen 10 tane, istersen 20 tane alabilirsin First Edition'a kadar. Sadece bu. Flexed 100 tane diyorsun. Sınırsız ulan. Flexed is talking, this is just a 100. But Flexed, if you buy a 100, okay, I give you 10 more. Okay? He's asking this one. İstediğiniz kadar alabilirsiniz bu First Edition'a göre ve hepsi 1 saat olacak. Yani 3 ayrı drop olacak. 3 ayrı timeline olacak ve hepsi 1 saat olarak ayarlanacak. The drops is going to be just in 1 hour, right?
Yes, just 1 hour each.
Okay, 1 hour each. We has a 3 drops.
Yes.
Okay. Arkadaşlar duyduğunuz gibi, şimdi şöyle duyun, yani şöyle deyin sizlere. Kesinlikle yani yatırım tavsiyesi olmamakla beraber 1 Ağustos'ta en azından bir 3 tane commander alın. Çünkü 3 tane commander koyabiliyoruz. 3 commander 30 troop şeklinde yapabiliyoruz biz deck'imizi. Ki benim deck'imde öyle olacak. We doing a 3 commanders and 13 troops on our Dark Gate side. And I do that, guys. I told them. Everyone is going to buy, I think, 3 commander. Because ya gerçekten güveniyorum arkadaşlar. Aridhol'a güveniyorum. This is not investing advising, but I trust this guy. Okay, the English community. $105. This is a $100. $105. This is a nothing. Nothing for this shop. Nothing for this first edition collection. Very low prices. Very low prices. I think you targeting to worldwide, man. If you targeting the just an, UK, American, or European side, this price is not like that.
Right. We do really want we don't want that high barrier to entry. We want people to be able to play. And so, if you can only afford one commander, then we want you to be able to get your one commander and use them. Yeah. And we have definitely designed the commanders to gain value over time. And especially, obviously the first edition commanders are very exclusive, but especially commanders that you're using, they'll gain a lot of value because they'll gain that experience, and that experience is transferable. So if you play with a commander, say like, for example, if you have 3 commanders and you consistently play with all 3, and then, in 2 months, your commander is now level 30 because you've done 30 successful missions. That commander, it's a first edition still, and it's also level 30, which means compared to somebody else, they might be selling a first edition commander, but he's still level 1. So your level 30 commander is considerably better than their level 1 because you now have that big multiplier when you're using that commander. So really the commanders are always designed, the more you use them, the more value they'll grow over time.
Our main goal is commanders right now. And everyone we buy everything on our world, but we don't buy time. We're going to spend some time on these commanders, and after that, if I want to sell on the 13 level, this is not $35. This is a $500, $600, or I don't know. This is going to change with reaction, I think, but this is an important thing from beginning. Starting from beginning. Arkadaşlar, şimdi şöyle 35'ten alıyorsunuz. Diyor ki Aridhol, bu commander'ları 35'ten aldınız. Kasmaya başladınız. Hemen ardından, kastıktan hemen sonra örneğin 2 ay oynadınız, 30 level'a geldi. 30 tane görevi gerçekten successful şekilde geçtiniz, 30 level'a geldi. Şimdi diyor ki yani main'leri aslında commander'lar. Bu commander'ların kazancı artacak gitgide. Kazancı artacak. Efendime söyleyeyim, fiyatı artacak. Ekstra fiyatının artmasında bir ekstra daha var. Bir plus daha var. Bir artı daha var. Bu artı da arkadaşlar, bu commander'lar 30 level olacak. Yani birisi oyuna başlamak istiyorsa ben niye bir level, mesela param var benim, ben niye bir level commander'la başlayayım ki, 30 level'a alır başlarım kafasına girecek ve bunlar ekstra olarak first edition olacak. Yani inanılmaz bir şey arkadaşlar, çok inanılmaz ve 8-9 tane projeyle beraber oldukları için zaten bunun reklamı da çoktan, marketi de çoktan yapılmış durumda. Şu an ben haricinde mesela Türkiye'de market kısmında Converse'de de anlaştılar. Holaverse'de de anlaştı Aridhol. Ekstra bir Apex Conquest Discord'una girdiğiniz zaman anlaştıkları kişileri de görebilirsiniz. Yani marketing çalışması da sürüyor. Marketing çalışmasının yanı sıra projeleri de gerçekten içlerine katıyorlar. Projelerinde büyük bir reklamı oluyor. Bu yani çok nadide bir gem arkadaşlar. Okay, Aridhol. I told about the Apex Conquest. If you getting early, you earn so many things because we has a metaverse right now. We has a Vox projects, and I help you for pool thing too. Some guys are going to, I'm doing every time. I'm doing this time too for the pools. This project is doing your adversing, of course, and you doing this project's adversing too. and you spend for marketing, also advertising side. On the Turkish side, you take mostly all verse community, and I check the English side or these sides. You take so many guys, and this means is big thing is coming, very big thing. And after the sales, I think everybody is regret. Everybody, if cannot get in the game, going to cry about this, man. Cry about this. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So one thing that I would talk a little bit more about the first editions. So for these commanders that we have, we've shown them the 4 commanders that we have. These are going to be the only first editions for these commanders. Like, absolutely, there won't be any more. There will only be second editions of these commanders. In the future, there will probably be other first edition commanders, but they'll be different. They'll have new art, they'll be different, and they'll be much more limited. And not only will they be limited, like, maybe there will only be 100, or maybe there will only be 200. Not only will they be limited, but they won't be leveled up because they'll be new. So your very, very first edition commanders that we're making right now, they will always be the most valuable. But what I do want to let people know that there will in the future be other first editions, and let me explain how those come about. I've talked with a couple of different collections already, including castles. So we'll use castles as the example since your audience is familiar with castles. In the future, and maybe this is a month away, maybe it's a month and a half, I don't know the timetable just yet. But in the future, we'll probably do a limited edition sale of castles themed commanders. Whoa. Right? So it will be a baron. He'll look like a baron. It won't function in castles. It'll just be a commander in Apex, but he'll look like the baron, or he'll look like the carpenter, or the lumberjack, and the new miner that's coming out next week with castles. So there will be commanders that are castles themed, and those will be first editions too, and they'll be very limited in number, like a couple hundred tops. They'll be first editions, but of course they'll start at level 1, so you'll have to level them up, and they will be more expensive. They will be at minimum probably $50 per pack, and so those will be special exclusives that come out also. There'll be another opportunity for people to get first editions. The nice thing about first editions, even though maybe they're a month late, they level up faster, so they can catch up. But they would never be able to catch up to the original first editions because obviously they also level up fast. So they will, as long as you're using them, they will maintain their edge. They'll stay ahead of any new commanders that come out later. So there will be more first edition commanders of different sets, essentially, in the future. But they will not be as good as these, and they will also cost more to get them in the first place. Yeah. So these are really, this first wave of first editions are very, very exclusive.
Yeah, please don't do that like a $15.
Right, no.
$100, man. $100. If you want the first edition, spend $100 because you missed up the train, man. Arkadaşlar ileride... Please, keep going.
No, absolutely, you're right, and when we do those collaboration commanders, some of the funds that we collect from them, we'll be giving to the other project. So we'll be sharing the sale essentially, and that's why they're going to let us use their art, because we're going to give them some of the funds. So whatever the price will be something that we agree with the other collection. So you're right, it may be that the other collection says, hey, we'll let you use them, but they have to be minimum $100, something like that. So it will depend probably, and the amount of supply will also depend. If they say, hey, we only want you to make 100 of these, then there will only be 100. If they say make 200, we'll adjust, but they will be they'll be very exclusive, and they won't be cheap.
Yeah, if you miss it up the train right now, you have a more chance on the collaboration times. But this is after 1 month. After 1 month, you need to wait 1 month, and this times every time the commander is going to level up, and nobody is like first edition. And I ask this one too. We has a level limit on the game, or we don't has a limit?
No limit. You can keep leveling all the way up to like level 200. You know, it would take a very long time, like at least a year probably, to get that high. But yeah, you can absolutely get your commanders to level 200 or more. And if you, for example, if you had a level 200 commander, what would that look like? That would be the multiplier would work out to exactly twice the chance to succeed. So if your chance to succeed was 50%, a level 200 commander would go from 50 to 100%. It would double. But also the amount of tokens they collect goes up twice as fast. So a level 200 commander, for instance, would get 3 times the amount of tokens every time they succeed.
3 times for everybody. Whoa, what the fuck? This is not ROE. This is the profit. This is very good profit. And think about this. If you ask me, we're going to bullish on the October. I think on the Bitcoin thing. And Vax blockchain plus Solana blockchain for the games. This is going to be a really, really fast, man. And these times, we has a commanders for the everything, the good commanders for the everything. And I think we earn, maybe one day we earn just the one day the $13 guys. Just the one day. Maybe. One day. Yeah. Arkadaşlar eğer ki diyor şöyle collaboration commander'ları da olacak gelecekte diyor ama bunlar kadar özellikle olmayacak diyor ve limitli olacak diyor. Örnek veriyorum, gittiler işte Castle'la yapıyorlar, Baron'a benzeyen veya işte Carpenter'a benzeyen bir tane commander yaptığını düşünün. Bu limitli olacak. Mesela 100 tane 50 tane falan olabilir. Ama bunlar her ay olacak. Yani bu ne demek oluyor? Siz zaten o zamana kadar commander'ınızın level'ını atlatmış oluyorsunuz ve diyor ki 200 level yaparsan commander'ını diyor. Bu belki diyor bir yıl sürüyor diyor. Ama 200 level yaparsan aldığın token 3 katına çıkıyor. Mesela ama şansı da şöyle, %50 bir şansın varsa bir yere girerken, saldırırken, atak yaparken %50 diyelim, tak direkt %100'e çıkıyor. Yani senin token kazancın 3 kat artıyor. Successful geçme şansın 2 kat artıyor ve bunun avarajında da zaten successful geçen her şeyden yine o commander'ını güçlendirebiliyorsun. If I do a 200 level commander, I sell this one like a $5,000 or something. And nobody taking this thing from me. And if I'm getting a $13 every day, I'm thinking like that, I'm not selling this one. This is a $10,000. Maybe. No, I cannot sell it. Because I'm doing 1 year for the, for the 200 level. This is the everything. The beginning is 1 August, right? Aridhol, you open the 1 August every sale.
Yes, the 1st of August. And so technically, depending on your time zone, the first drop, so for us in the West, at least, right? The first drop happens at like 6 p.m. on the 31st, technically.
6 p.m.
I think it happens at, it may be UTC 0 is what it is. So whenever UTC 0 is, I believe, is when the first drop is. You can look on our Discord. We used the Unix timestamps. So whatever you see on that post, it will tell you the accurate time. And of course, you can look at the Nifty Blocks drop link, and it has a countdown timer. So whatever that countdown timer is, those are accurate.
Yeah.
And that's when the drop will be. So depending on where you live, it may even be the evening of the 31st. But, if for instance, if you're in Australia, I believe it's like 10 a.m. On the 1st is when it happens. So it'd be 10 a.m. If you're in Europe, probably your guys' time, it's probably the first drop is probably like midnight or 1 a.m. On August 1st. But there will be another drop. I think it's set up so that every 8 hours there's another drop. So 8 hours later, so you don't have to stay up till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. to get that drop. You can wait till the one that will be 10 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
Or you can wait till the one that will be in the evening your time. So everyone should have the availability based on their schedule. They can hit whichever drop they want. There's no real benefit to picking all three. You don't need to, because you can get as many as you want from whichever drop.
Yeah, yeah. One drop, if I getting $20, 20 packs, yeah, I do it, and after that I'm going to sleep. I don't wait to two wave. Arkadaşlar, herkesin zamanına göre zaten Apex Conquest Discord'unda var şu anda. Apex Conquest Discord'unda zamanlar var. Nifty Block'ta da var. Zaten 6 p.m. UTC'ye denk geliyormuş. Benim yayın zamanım. This is my stream time also. I'm doing this on the stream too with my every viewer. And everyone is seeing this one. Seeing the how to buy, how to doing some things, The new guys is here on the Turkish community. And hepiniz arkadaşlar yapabilirsiniz. Zaten diyor ki ikinci veya üçüncü wave'i beklemenize gerek yok. Ne kadar yatırım yapacaksanız bir wave'de bunu halledebilirsiniz diyor. Çünkü sınırsız bir alım limitimiz var. İstediğimiz kadar pek alabiliyoruz. Bu da çok önemli bir şey. Arkadaşlar, Apex Conquest bomba gibi bir oyun. Bomba gibi bir oyun geliyor. Son bir soru soracağım Aridhol'a. Kahvesi bitti çünkü. Birazdan kahvesini doldurmaya gider. Aridhol, this is the last question. We has three commanders. And this commanders is we going to attack every gate on one commanders, right? If I want to, attack with three commanders, this going to be a successful chance going to up, or these things is in the game, but but I think we're going to send them one commander like that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you send them one at a time. And so there will be a natural variation based on your own self with luck, right? So say you have three commanders, and, maybe you have all three of the same kind, or maybe you got one of the human, one of the elf, and one of the orc. And of course, you can trade with other people, if you want to swap commanders with somebody, because you like a certain kind. That's up to you. But over time, maybe your elf is your lucky commander for whatever reason, and you keep winning with that one and not as well with the other. Well, then that one will level faster. And so it will gain in value. It will gain its success chance. Someone who's very, very lucky, who's going to be the first person to get their commander to level 200?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on your luck and depends on your strategy, because there are troops. If you look at our website, you can see, it's also in the white paper. There are troops. The highest success troop that you can use is the grenadier, the guy who's throwing a little grenade in the air, and he has a 6 on his attack power, but only a 1 on his carrying capacity. What that means is, if you had 10 of them, then you would have a 60% base chance to succeed, which is very high. Because that's before your commander bonuses. You'd have a 60% chance, but the amount of tokens you'll get when you win is pretty low.
Yeah.
However, what it does mean is you can level your commander faster because your success will be higher. So it kind of depends on what you choose to do. If you're thinking long term, okay, I will lose more troops along the way, and I won't necessarily gain my tokens back very fast. But I can level my commander faster if I choose to use those troops. So if you make that choice, maybe, 6 months from now, you've got the highest level commander of anyone. And then at that point, it makes a big difference for you, because now you're winning with teams that other people aren't winning with. And you're collecting a lot more tokens than they are because your commander is higher level than theirs.
My commander is going to take, I'm going to push
so that's a strategy.
all cargos. Yeah, this is a hint for us.
So it's a big strategy, because then there's the opposite strategy with the horse cart. That's they have a very low success chance, only a level 2, but they have a level 8 in their carrying capacity. So if you had all 10 of those, your base success chance would only be a pretty weak 20%. However, the amount of tokens you'll get back if you do succeed is very high. very high amount of tokens, especially compared to the team that has 10 of the grenadiers. You'd be getting 8 times the amount of tokens compared to that person, but your success chance is much lower. So, you have to kind of decide what it is that you want to do. Do you want to mix and match those guys? Or do you want to focus on the success chance to level up your commander as fast as possible?
I'm
That's
focused on
strategy
success
that you
chance.
guys have to focus on.
Yeah, you see the every stream every week on the stream. Also, we has a one day every week or 2 day every week Apex Conquest stream because I'm going to focus on the long term on my commanders, and I'm just focusing on the successful chance. And I think about the after the first sale, after the opening game, everybody is going to see this game, and everybody needs to be want to be joined too. And let's talk about the giveaways. Lan cam ağzına tükürür senin. Yeah, of course, we preparing some giveaways with Aridhol to community too, of course, because we are a long-term partnership right now, like a Metaverse games, like a Castle the NFT game. After Monday, yeah, I think we prepare something for the community to the give lab, maybe on the stream, maybe 2 of them. I don't know, guys. But you buy your commanders. I don't give you a commander. I don't know, maybe in give lab, but on the streams I am giving you just the troops. Metaverse takipçilerine de hadi lan oradan. Hadi. I'm thinking the long term because this thing is very important. The commander is going to be a high level. My successful thing is going to high, of course. Except this one, I'm going to put some horse, and every time going to successful, and every time I'm taking most tokens in game. Maybe I catch my the token collectors after 2 months. I don't know. I catch them. I sure about it. Arkadaşlar, şöyle ki today, Frelusek today after Aridhol. Arkadaşlar şöyle ki diyor ki mesela horse kartlarımız var 2'ye 8. Bir de dwarf kartlarımız var. Onlar 6'ya 1. Dwarf'ları koyarsan diyor zaten successful geçme şansı çok yüksek. Direkt olarak %60'ı alıyorsun diyor. Ama diyorsan ki ben token kazanacağım, bir şeyler yapman lazım. Fixlemen lazım. Kendi ordunu kendin yönetmen lazım diyor. Ama ileride diyor Commander'ın zaten %50 bir successful şansı olduğunu düşün diyor. Bu şans olduğu zaman eğer %50 şansın olursa Commander'da ne oluyor? Direkt atları koyuyorsun. 10 tane at koydun. %70 ile geçiyorsun ve atların taşıma kapasitesi 8 oluyor arkadaşlar. Bu da Aridhol'un bize verdiği bir hint. Bize verdiği bir trick. Thank you so much for this trick also Aridhol. Okay. Eğer sorunuz yoksa arkadaşlar Aridhol'u da yollayalım yavaştan. Aridhol yoruldu bak. Datlı herif. Okay. Aridhol, I'm very exciting for the opening. I'm very exciting for the game, and of course, we played on the stream and every week on two days. I don't know. Every time we going to play this game, and I think we blowing up the wax market with this game. After the opening, after 2 months or I don't know 3 months, we take you on one more Ask Me Anything too. On the stream, I hope. And thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for joining. This video going to open for Twitch, and except this one I'm going to upload on YouTube too. Anyone ask anything for the Ask Me Anything, you can send them. Thank you so much for joining. You talk anything with Turkish community right now? You say anything.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for having me on. I was happy to do it. Like you said, we can do another. Let me know. We'll schedule something. We'll get on. We'll chat, and we'll figure out. We'll be happy to take feedback. We'll be excited to hear. Come in our Discord and talk about how your commanders are doing. Share. If you're the one of the lucky people when we start and one of your commanders wins like every day for the first 5 days or something, you're gonna have the highest level commander.
Yeah.
You're gonna be lucky, and we everyone will be bowing down to your most powerful commander,
Yeah.
and we'll be excited. So let's see what happens. We're really excited about the game. We're excited to get everybody in it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
You see that Metaverse's biggest commander on first week. You see that. Arkadaşlar, Türk topluluğuna çok teşekkür ediyorum diyor. İzlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ediyorum diyor. Gelecekte bir daha Aridhol'u, yani gelecekte ne zaman olursa diyor, ben diyor Ask Me Anything'e gelmeye hazırım diyor. Apex Conquest Discord'unu alalım. Bu arada bizim Kekoverse veya Holaverse Apex Conquest Discord'unu bombalayalım bir Twitch'e. Herkes katılsın arkadaşlar. YouTube videomuz da var Apex Conquest ile alakalı. And I'm making one more video on Monday because I'm showing the playable everything for the community. Pazartesi günü bir tane daha videomuz olacak Apex Conquest ile alakalı. Hepinize izlediğiniz için teşekkür ediyorum. Birazdan da farklı bir projeyle karşınızdayız. Bir 10 dakika ara veriyoruz. 10 dakika sonra tekrar Twitch Metaverse kanalındayız. Apex Conquest Discord'una girip Aridhol'a kalp yollayan herkes çekilişe katılabilir. Bugün bütün yayınlar bittiği zaman bir çekilişimiz olacak. Castle'da NFT Game'den packs alıp vereceğim ya da range falan, elimde olan her şeyi Castle'da NFT Game'den giveaway yapacağım sizlere. Aridhol'a kalp yollayan herkese. After I have one Ask Me Anything too. After that I'm doing giveaway. I'm doing on my Castle decks. I'm doing my Castle decks giveaway because this is the brother games. Right now we don't have a package, we don't have anything on the Apex Conquest. We don't do before because of this, guys. Sorry for that. We love you and thank you so much for joining Aridhol. On the future, you came this channel so many times, man. See ya.
Absolutely. Thanks. See you later.
See you, man.
I think the girls with their nails done now.